Uh, yes.
What's up, brother from another mother?
I didn't know you were a pugilist.
I always wanted to be a boxer. I always thought I could get in there with Tyson and just kind of show him what's up, you know.
Or bite his ear. Or
I still think, I don't think it's a debate with Jordan and James, but I think it's always going to be a debate with Ali and Tyson.
yeah.
And I always seem to be on the minority side of who I think would have really no problem taking out the other person. And I just feel, and I can't be convinced otherwise, that Tyson in his prime could take out Ali in his prime. Because, and it really comes down to this. I don't think a human being can rope a dope with Tyson. There's just no way. Tyson's power was power I don't think we could even. I guess you could just ask the guys he pulverized in like one punch and ask them if they could rope a doped for a while.
What a great question, though, because I'm gonna defend Ali.
Okay, and there really isn't a wrong answer. It's just
No, I'd be interested to hear what all the listeners think.
Yeah, well, I would too. I'm again. Most people do say it's Ali would win that fight, but I just don't know how you take those punches and wait for Tyson to tire out, because those punches aren't normal punches.
No, but Ali is smart enough to probably hang back and Ali. I mean, everybody thinks the rope a dope and the counter punching, but if you were going to stand, face to face, mano a mano, he would fight. So I'm not worried there. I'm not worried there at all.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it'd be
I think it'd be. Oh my God! Could you what can you do for pay-per-view?
Oh my God! I think you could do. Oh, I don't even know. $100 would be nothing. They could make a fortune on something like that. But what a fight that would be.
God.
I think
Tyson versus in his prime. Wow.
I think anything over 5 rounds would probably go to Ali. I think anything before it would go to Tyson, because if he can rope a dope long enough, you saw what Buster Douglas did, and Tyson wasn't on his game. Obviously, he had some mental issues.
Oh
yeah. He didn't come in there prepared. He just kind of came in there. And the longer he stood out there, the longer he kind of mentally knew that he's in some trouble.
Right. This guy's still standing.
Yeah. And he would land. And when he knocked Buster down, I remember I was on the edge of my seat because we didn't have cell phones then. And I'd called a friend of mine who was home. I just doing nothing. And he didn't have like cable or whatever the case was. And I said, "You're not going to believe this, but Buster Douglas is like hanging in there." Just as I said that, he knocked Buster down. I said, "Oh, never mind. I think he's down." And then he got back up. I said, "I'll call you when it's over, but I think I'll be calling you in a few minutes here." Next thing you knew.
Yeah.
That was a shocker, dude.
Yeah. I would be interested to hear what people's take is on that.
Yep. But speaking of winning, we had a good night last night. We entered the winning bracket once again. We were 8-5 overall.
Nice.
2-1 with our best bets. 2-2 with our game props. Our player props we were really good at. We were 4-2, so we had a really good night last night.
Nice.
Our best bets, we had San Fran in Colorado under 9.5, which you just don't see when you're playing in Colorado. It's always 10, 11, 12 runs. But the pitchers were the perfect pitchers you wanted for a high total to go under, and under 9.5 runs we needed, and they only got 7. It was a 6-1 game, so it worked out great. And this was kind of a dumb pick. I had Pittsburgh plus 1.5 over the first 5 innings over the Yankees. I don't know if I thought that one out very well. They got absolutely bombshelled. Yankees are getting ready for their little playoff run here, and Pittsburgh, they were resting some players, but it didn't matter. Pittsburgh just
Horrible.
I've been riding them all year. They're kind of my little team, since the Tigers aren't doing shit.
Right.
I kind of like this. I remember the Pirates, the way they looked back in the 80s when they had those funky hats. They were like squared off.
Yeah, Kent Tekulve. That guy? Oh my
Yeah.
Kent Tekulve.
He was a
strange man. God, he was effective though.
I know. He was skinny, kind of thin.
I had one of those hats. I had one of those damn hats, and I
had a bucket hat like that?
I did, yeah. The old timey like late 1880s kind of hat.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I still had it. I had the black with the yellow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
My son and I were talking. My son was talking about how do you remember the pencil thin mustaches?
Oh yeah, Raleigh
fingers.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, he says the kids nowadays, they got the Raleigh fingers thing going now.
The handlebar.
Yeah, the handlebar.
Well,
and I said, don't you even think about it.
Oh, the mullet's making a comeback. So
the mullet's back.
The
mullet's solid, man. The kids are rocking the mullet, man.
Oh.
Anyway, but we had Phillies, Toronto, no run first inning, easy win there. Didn't hit our 3-team parlay, but we did hit the underdog Bleacher Bum sports special of the day. Cincinnati money line over Boston, easy winner, plus 169. 5-1 win, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, player props. The only losses we had, and I guess you call it a loss. It is. I mean, I didn't expect anybody to put money on it, but Aaron Judge is going for 61.
Oh, this guy's incredible.
So I put a player prop up for him for hitting a home run. It was plus 250. Obviously, he didn't get it. So I guess I just put that up there so people realize, a lot of these guys, their home runs is plus 400, plus 500. They just know he's going to hit it any day now. The guy's just clubbing them left and right. Tawan Walker, New York Met pitcher, over 4.5 strikeouts. He only had 3. But we had Bryce Elder of Atlanta, over 3.5 strikeouts. He had 6. Paleo Espino of Washington, under 3.5 strikeouts. He had 2. Jordan Lyles of Baltimore, over 3.5 strikeouts. Winner, chicken dinner. He had 6. And then my boy, Tristan McKenzie, Cleveland. Man, this dude, it was over 4.5. He had 13 strikeouts, dude.
Dang.
I went to one Tiger game this year, and I saw him pitch. And if you see him, obviously the players are younger. This kid looks like he's 15, 14 years old. He weighs maybe $120.
Wow.
But he's really tall.
Okay. He's got that leverage.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", somewhere in there. Yeah. Real tall dude. And he's lanky, kind of walks out there. And I'm telling you, dude, when he rears back, woo-wee, Nelly. I think we got the best of him that day. I'd have to look back at it. But I'll tell you, this is one of these kids that are up and coming, bro.
13 strikeouts, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he lit it up today. So yeah, we had that. I saw 4.5. I'm like, what? It's usually around 5.5, 6.5. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, he had a great day. Then the other props and leans, I had Milwaukee team total over 3.5. They had 6. Baltimore team total over 4.5 plus money. They had 8. I lost White Sox -1.5 over Cleveland. Cleveland beat them 8-2, and then Philly -1.5 over Toronto.
Yeah.
Plus money, believe it or not, they lost 3-4. So, but no, had a great day. The best bets are the ones we tell you to put your money on, and that's how we roll.
All right.
Your best bets tonight. I got some great player props. Go over to Facebook, check out our Major League Baseball, and also go over and check out college football. We've got college football over there for you. Our games are over there waiting for you. They're free. Just go on, hit like, hit that notification bell. We got to grow this. We got to grow this channel.
Yep.
We are slowly but surely getting there, folks. So your 3 best bets tonight: Minnesota money line over Kansas City, -116. The White Sox over Cleveland money line, +134. It's just a really good matchup. I think it's backwards. I think the White Sox should have been favored, but they're not. And then we have Arizona and the Dodgers, the perfect storm of no run first inning. And it's only a -135. Should be much more than that. So jump on those three best bets and let's cash. Your underdog of the day, Seattle -2.5 over Oakland, +149. Seattle should win, but we need them to win by 3. That's why it's an underdog choice. So we need them to score some runs, and we will get some nice plus money. Your 3-team parlay: Seattle and Oakland under 7.5, Houston -1.5, and then Arizona and the Dodgers over 7 runs. So there's your their 3-team parlay will pay $143 on a $20 bet. So go over there, check it out. Let's have another winning day. Let's have a clean sweep on best bets. And that's a wrap on baseball.
All right. Woo.
I know. It's cray. It's cray.
I've kind of been watching the wild card races. I think Milwaukee's like the closest team to maybe they're like 2.5 back. I thought this morning when I was checked, but that's kind of interesting now because kind of the division guys are set, but these wild card teams in.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's take a look at our major league standings. I love this is where I usually jump on to ESPN. They will give you the run differential and everything like that. And as JC did say, the league leaders they're well out in front in the American League. They're pretty much set, folks.
Yeah. Yep.
You got Yankees, Cleveland, and Houston.
3 good.
Yeah, unless something drastic happens to the Yankees and Cleveland, I don't see anything happening. And you know what? I'm kind of glad Cleveland's in the mix. I want to see something different.
Yeah.
New York, big shots are always in there. Houston's been in there lately. I think it's going to be nice to see teams like that.
Yeah. I've always liked Cleveland.
Yep.
I mean, it looks like division rival, but I've always liked Cleveland. Honestly, I've always liked Minnesota.
Right. Yeah. Minnesota. Well, it's not looking good for them. They've got to. Wow, they're 3-7 in their last 10. They got to really turn it up, but I don't see that happening. I think what do we get out of it? We get the 3 league leaders, and then we got your wild cards. Let's see, wild card. Our wild card looks like this: Toronto, Tampa, Seattle, Baltimore, Chicago, Minnesota, and Boston. The rest are out.
Baltimore's chasing that last spot in.
Yep, they're 4 out.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. 4. Okay. All right. So I've been checking the wild card. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Yep.
I think it was a good move when MLB went to it.
Oh God, you had to. You just had to do it. Yeah, it's a good thing they did do it because it's kind of like the college football playoff. It's something that had to be done. We
Yep.
need it more interesting. We need more teams in there because a lot of times teams get hot. And
Oh yeah,
if it's too late, it's too late. But if they can squeak into one of these little wild card things,
Oh, yeah.
anything can happen. And the Detroit Tigers, we talked about it the other day with St. Louis. St. Louis was a wild card, I think, that year.
Yep. Yeah.
And they just came up and said, yeah, we're going to take out the Tigers here.
Yep. And they did.
They sure did. Over in the National League, boy, it's a tight one. New York and Atlanta. They're going head up, dude. One game splits them.
Wow.
Yep, New York's ahead by one game. St. Louis looks like they've got their central wrapped. And LA, they won 3 months ago.
Yeah. Yep. You're right.
20 games ahead.
Wow.
But now this is interesting. San Diego's in second place with 83 wins, 66 losses. Boy, yeah, they're the fourth best team in the National League because
Man, with
yeah.
83 wins.
And yeah, I mean, what does that tell you? They're in second place in the West, but they're the fourth best team. They're 20 games behind the Dodgers. Dodgers already have 100 wins, 103 and 46.
Man.
I'll tell you what, LA, and this is a year I think I want to see the Dodgers and Yankees play again.
The old classic Dodge. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh man.
And I think you have a legit
Yeah.
World Series now.
Yeah.
It's not like LA's going to squeak in or the Yankees. No, they're both going to town. But you know what? I just noticed Houston's 99 and 51. They're the second best team in all of baseball.
And Verlander, man, he's having a Cy Young year.
I know.
I mean, give it to him now.
Yep.
So, I'm kind of interested in these wild card races.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. National League. Let's see what we're looking at. It's strange, but Atlanta is fighting for that. I mean, well, them and
Mets.
yeah, are
So
battling for first place.
The loser will be the first wild card team in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's San Diego right there at number 2. Then you got Philly, Milwaukee, San Fran, and even Arizona is still in the mix.
Man.
They were, you know how far out they were like 2 months ago?
Yeah, they were
Crazy. They were way gone, long gone, and they just kind of turned it up this last month and a half.
Yeah.
So
the wild card.
I don't know. That's wow. It's pretty cool. I love the wild card. I still think I don't like the one game playoffs though. I think you got to make it best of 3 or something. I don't know.
No, I like the one game. I remember, what was it, 78? I remember, well, that was, yeah, well, to get into it was the Yankees Boston when Bucky Dent hit
Yeah.
I remember rushing home from school to watch that game, and oh yeah, Bucky Dent jacked that home run over the Green Monster. That was a cool sports moment.
Yeah, it was. Yep, that's where he was like kind of helping it go over. Where
that was Carlton Fisk.
Or Carlton Fisk. You're right.
Yeah, that was against the Reds, I think, in 76, the World Series. I think when the Big Red Machine had won 2.
Oh God, yeah.
With
Pete Rose and Fred Lynn, and Fred Lynn played for Boston, but yeah, the Big Red Machine had oh God,
Joe Morgan.
I think Sparky was coaching it.
Yeah, he was a manager. Their shortstop was one of my all-time favorite players.
Concepcion.
Davey Concepcion.
Davey Concepcion.
And who else was on that team? Ken Griffey, he was on that team. George
Senior, you're right.
Foster. I remember George Foster, the outfielder guy. He was a good player. And then Johnny Bench, of course. I know one of the pitchers was Don Gullett, left-hander. Okay, I'm all right. I'm gonna be quiet now.
No. That's
It's cool to remember that stuff. Watching it growing up.
oh my God, it was yeah. I mean, you had Tony Perez, George Foster.
George Foster. I think he was a left fielder.
He could have been Cesar Geronimo.
Geronimo. What a cool name, Cesar Geronimo. Yeah. What a name.
But I mean, you look at this. I mean, you got Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Dave Concepcion, George Foster, Ken Griffey Sr., and Caesar. Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to pitch to that lineup?
No.
Good Lord.
Kind of like the Yankees. That was a murderer's row back then in the 70s. I mean,
get this. The 8 players most frequently referenced as members of the Big Red Machine includes the ones we talked about, the hit leader with Rose, 3 Hall of Fame players and Bench, Perez, and Morgan, 6 National League MVP selections, 4 National League home run season leaders, and 3 National League batting champs. Between them, these 8 players collectively won 25 Gold Glove awards and made 63 All-Star Game appearances. The starting lineup of Bench, Rose, Morgan, Perez, Concepcion, Foster, Griffey, and Geronimo collectively referred to as the Great 8, best 8 starting players of all time.
Wow.
They played 88 games together during the 75-76 season, and guess how many they lost?
Oh, geez. 10?
19.
Okay. All right. Wow.
But man, oh man, that's a lot of awards.
Yeah, that was I remember. Oh, it was fun watching it back then. Baseball. Oh man. All right. I'm sorry. I dragged.
No, this is stuff we need. This is good stuff here. Tom Seaver, win-loss record of 14-2.
Yeah.
ERA. I mean, they had Tom Seaver.
I know.
What in the world?
Yeah. That was a team. Good team.
Wow. And just real briefly, the 10 years in the 70s, the Cincinnati Reds, in 1970, they were in first. 71, they were in fourth. 72, first. 73, first. 74, second. 75, first. 76, first. 77, 78, they were in second. And then 79, they were first. Wow. Unbelievable. And they won, let's see. They lost in the World Series in 70 to Baltimore 4-1, 4 games to 1. Okay. Then they lost in 72 to Oakland 4 games to. What's that?
Oakland A's, man. That was another good team.
Yeah, with Reggie Jackson in that.
Man.
But then in 75, 76, they said fuck you, and they beat the Red Sox 4-3, and then they told the Yankees, go fuck yourself because we'll take all 4 games.
Yep, they swept them. That's right.
Oh, what a fun team, man.
Yep.
You know, if you lived in the Cincinnati area, wow. You had some memories. We had our 84 and
yep.
Then we swept the A's and thought, well, this is going to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Look back. Baseball is a real good game for nostalgia. Really, it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, we got 3. Actually, we got 3 games tonight. One, we got Illinois and Chattanooga. Choot choot. They They should get their asses kicked by Illinois. I'm not even going to go over that game. And that's a tough one. I mean, Illinois, how good is Illinois? Who knows? Right. They're going to be mid-level.
Yep.
6-5, 7-5, something silly. they're not going to be much to talk about. But there's two games that actually two of these made my best bets of the week.
Okay.
Let me see here. Want to take a peek here. Let's see. Yeah, actually, two of them did. And I can briefly go through this. Okay, one of them we got West Virginia and Virginia Tech.
Oh boy.
Always a good game. But this, I don't know, man. It's really hard in this early in the season to pick some of these college winners because all they're doing is playing cupcakes. So you really got to keep that in mind. But what I do like is I like the under 52.5. And it's really because the offenses just haven't impressed me personally to this point. No opponent has scored more than 20 points against Virginia Tech so far. And obviously, again, we're talking about cupcakes. But
wow.
And they're not they're surrendering 200 yards, under 200 yards per game. The West Virginia offense is a different animal, though. But until a team actually does some damage against Virginia Tech, that level of trust should remain intact. The Mountaineers' defense featured in this matchup isn't great, but the Hokies have yet to display much of a pulse on the offensive side of the ball. The under is a perfect 3-0 in Virginia Tech's games so far and has hit 4 out of their last 5 matchups between these two teams. This matchup in particular has also been a gold mine for the bettors who bet under. It's hit 5 of the last 7 meetings. It's just hard to imagine a scenario where these two teams are going to light up the scoreboard, and especially this early in the season. So take the under. The number right now is I'm seeing 52.5. It's pretty kosher.
Yeah.
Definitely liking that. Now, my favorite game of the night is we've got Coastal Carolina. And I'm going to be hammering the shit out of this game. Coastal Carolina minus 1.5 over Georgia State. Georgia State is 0-3. Coastal 2-1. But it really doesn't. It's when these two teams play, it's usually it's kind of like what I think we would picture Tyson and Ali. These two will battle and pound each other, but I think Coastal Carolina is going to come out and absolutely whoop their ass.
Right.
Georgia State, the Panthers struggled against Charlotte. Charlotte is, I guess you could call them a basketball school. They are just they're not a football school. They're really pretty weak this year. And I just don't have faith in the Georgia State's defense. They are currently giving up 37.5 points per game, which is 117th most in the country.
Wow.
Their secondary has also struggled and are going to have a chance to and are going to have a chance to Coastal Carolina will have a chance to light up the scoreboard at will. Coastal Carolina is averaging 35.7 points a game. And I have faith in them throwing and running the ball. Both running and throwing is kosher for this team. They are strong in both categories. Grayson McCall is Coastal Carolina's quarterback. He is in his 3rd full year as the starting quarterback and has performed great with 64 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. That's pro shit, dude.
Wow.
His completion rate is 70%. The junior signal caller has propelled his team to a 3-0 start, and he's 9-1 on the road, which is huge in college football.
He's got a great quarterback name too, Grayson.
Yeah, doesn't that sound like something McCall? You'll see that in the
Grayson.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he's going to have a really good chance of making a team one day. I know it's a smaller school, but
Yeah.
in the last 2 seasons, he has taken them to an average margin of victory of nearly 19 points per game.
Wow.
Georgia State's defense is currently, well, like I said, giving up 37.5 points per game. This is going to be a lopsided game, I really feel, and it's only -1.5. It's ridiculous. It should be at least 3.5 to 5.5. The total should be pushing the high 60s. I think without hesitation, you got to take Coastal Carolina, even though they're on the road here. This should be an easy win, and I think it's going to. I think people are going to be shocked, but I think Coastal Carolina is going to win about 49-17, something like that. I don't think this is going to be a close game at all.
17. Okay, I'm going to file it in the back of my head, and we're going to revisit.
Yep. Yeah, so the total of 61.5, just if you want to take the over, take the over.
Right.
Tomorrow, we got Virginia, Syracuse, Nevada Air Force, and Boise and UTEP. And I will have some, I'll have those I can break down for you. And then throw you some Saturday games.
Cool.
I think tonight I'm going to post, I'll save it for tomorrow. I just want to make sure I've got it all finished up to post. I got the best bets down. If you're looking for some early action, I will give you a few I like here off the bat. I like Kent State plus 45 over Georgia. Georgia could score 100 if they want. But here's the deal. The deal with Georgia is they don't want to hurt their players. They're going to play in the playoffs. They're going to be in the championship game probably.
Rest them up.
Not going to. I don't think they're going to go out and embarrass Kent State. There's no reason for them to do it. Kent State will put up a fight, and they are the type that will play till the last whistle. So if they need to backdoor cover, I do like them doing that.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite bets is Utah, Arizona State under 52 points. I have a reason for that, and I will discuss that tomorrow.
All right.
And another one I do like here. It's a very low total for tonight. Illinois and Chattanooga under 39.5 points is very solid. So I do like that play also. So,
all right. Cool.
So there's some college foosball for you. Yeah, and that's what we got going on. Then we got our baseball. So go check out Facebook, check out our baseball.
All right.
And then tell me you guys like it.
Yeah.
And let's win some money tonight.
Come on, Brewers, get that last wild card spot. Come on, Milwaukee.
You want to see the Brew Crew in there?
Love the Brew Crew. Yep.
I like their uniforms from the 80s.
Yeah, classic.
They had some really cool. My favorite Detroit uniform is the one that it's the gray V-neck that has just Detroit across the front. It's real simple.
Yep.
That's my favorite one.
Yep.
All right, brother. Well, you know what? Let's have a winning night tonight, and we
glad you're feeling better too.
What's that, my friend?
Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, I'm feeling better.
All right, good.
Yep. Tomorrow on the show, we'll go over what we talked about. But plus, I'm going to give you. We're going to expand it a little bit. I'm going to give you player props to throw in the mix. So I'll have some great player props. If you guys like player props, team props, I got a bunch of them for you tomorrow for football and baseball.
All right.
I'll give you more to bet on, more to play.
Can't wait to hear him, brother.
Awesome, dude. Have a great night. I see you tomorrow.
All right. See you later.
Peace.